Dr. Woody. I'm here with Seth Goldman, founder and TEO of Honest Tea. We're here at the 2013 EY Strategic Growth Forum. So welcome, Seth.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad you actually brought my favorite, the honey green tea, which I love. And I was just showing you a picture of me in Santa Monica Beach with my Honest Tea.
I love it.
One of the things that I'm curious about in your brand, and I'm big into values, and you guys have a real strong set of core values that drive your business. But even in the name, the honesty, where does that come from?
Well, it's really this belief that we can do business differently. And from my point of view, we have to do business differently. If you look at the trends, they're not headed in the right direction.
Sure.
The United Nations recently ranked the average life expectancy of every nation in the world. There's about 200 countries, and even though the United States is the wealthiest in the history of the world, even though we have more advanced knowledge of science and medicine than any other country, we're not number one or number two. We're number 40. So what does it say about our lifestyles, about our diets, about the way we interact with each other, with nature? It has to change. And business can be, and I think has to be, the driver of that change.
Well, and I know one of your core values in the business, right, is promoting health and wellness,
right,
as you said. So how do you actually do that? I mean,
Sure.
how do you get people around you in the business to believe in what's something that's personal to you?
Well, it starts with the product. The fact
Sure.
that our product has so much fewer calories than other drinks.
Right.
And frankly, it's a challenge to market a product with less sugar.
Right, but it tastes good. That's the thing.
It has to.
So I'm
we
a
have
believer.
we have to get people comfortable with that.
Right,
Because
right.
sometimes when someone picks up our product, they're going to drink it and think, this isn't what I'm used to.
Right.
And we have to let them understand that's okay. It can still taste good. It can be satisfying. It's just different. So we have to find people who are passionate, who share both a belief about what the product is, but the lifestyle that we're trying to build. And so we find ourselves often marketing at events where there's, where health is talked about, and it could be on exercise events, but it could also be other health fairs where people are in that learning mode, trying to understand how they can get to a healthier lifestyle.
So I'm curious, as an entrepreneur, who's now built a business, an internationally known brand.
Yeah.
How has that transition been from entrepreneur and idea guy to now leading a business?
Yeah, well, and our company was bought by CocaCola in
Yep.
2011, so we do have this national scale. What's been so striking, and I give Coca-Cola credit for this, is it feels like the same business. We're at a different scale. We're reaching, millions more people. But the idea of building a mission-driven brand is still what we're about. And so it's now the chance, we have this opportunity to democratize this, to bring it to people and to places that never had access to it. And so what we find is people and Coca-Cola have been really receptive and supportive of our passion for doing it.
Was that a tough decision, though, when it came to going to Coca-Cola? Because they are so different.
They're
than you
different,
guys.
but it wasn't, because we understood that this has always been about the mission. And if we want to be purists and only sell healthy products to healthy people, then we would have just stayed small.
Sure.
But we want to change, and we want to make change happen. And so for us, let's get with the biggest partner who's got the best distribution capabilities and can get it, as long as they're committed and share our commitment to building and preserving the brand for what it is. Then our job is to make it as widely available as possible.
So what was one of the toughest things that you had to learn getting into the role of, you call it TEO, but that CEO executive role?
Yeah, there was a really interesting lesson we had early on. We knew certain consumers would like this product. But one of the challenges was that one of the core customers, in this case the distributors, weren't going to like this product. They were used to sweet drinks. And we kind of had to help them realize, look, just because you don't care for this taste doesn't mean there's not a consumer in a store who's going to demand to have it. And so we really struggled in the beginning, because they would say this isn't sweet enough, it's, what is organic, and that doesn't interest us. And so basically having to work through a key, sort of the gatekeeper for us was someone who wasn't the customer, and we had to help them appreciate the business opportunity.
And so from you as an individual, because a lot of entrepreneurial ventures, I would say most of them are a reflection of the founders, right? You and your co-founder. And so what is it about you and your personal life journey that brought you to this place, this desire to talk about and be transparent and promote this health and wellness? Where does that come from?
Well, I've always been an activist. I worked in the nonprofit sector, I worked in the public sector, and someone said the other day, if I had wanted to be an activist, let's say I set up a campaign to try to get Coca-Cola to sell organic products or to sell lower calorie drinks, and I boycotted or I protested in front of the building, it would have fallen on deaf ears.
Sure.
But I am an activist, and I have found a way for Coca-Cola to sell organic products, hundreds of millions of them, and to sell lower calorie drinks. I'm doing it through the company, through the business.
Right. And so then what advice would you have for any of the budding young entrepreneurs here who are
Yeah.
trying to take that startup to the next level?
Well, for me, I think the fact that we are in the wrong direction, while it worries me as a society,
Right.
it's an incredible business opportunity. Because when an entrepreneur can identify a different way for us to interact with nature, that impacts our health, that impacts the way we work with the environment, that's something big companies aren't doing enough of. And that's a huge business opportunity. And when you can do it well and it works in the marketplace, they're going to buy in, and they'll either buy out or they'll want to be part of it, or investors will reward it. So look for those spaces where we have the chance to change our trajectory in a better way. That's got to be a great space for a business.
Well, Seth, thank you so much for your time. I
Great to
really
be with
appreciate
you.
it. And best of luck.
Thank you.